So hopefully we'll get some people. If not, then this will be the quickest episode in this podcast's history, which we're 8 weeks in. So yeah, 2 months. Wow, doing this for 2 months. Great. Yep. Just need to get some people. Hopefully, some people will tune in. Probably not. Hopefully, some people will tune in. They're not going to. No one's going to tune in. Hey, Crown, how you doing? It's viewer choice this week for topics because I cannot think of any. So it's viewer choice. At least I'm having a slightly better week, so that's a good sign. I should do one trading partners. Let's ignore that. So how you been, Crown? You good? I had to start early because we got some storms rolling through. So just on the off chance that it knocks out power, I still at least streamed for a little bit. Because the sky's looking nasty yet. We had a nice rainstorm right before dinner, so that was fun. Yep. So, topics. Like I said, this is viewer choice because I could not think of anything. Okay, remind me later. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good. I said I'm having a slightly better week than last week. I had my appointment on Monday, so that was good. I found out I lost over 100 pounds. I was 498 when I was weighed. I want to say it would have been back in November. I was 498 pounds, and this past Monday I was 366. Unfortunately, that still gives me a BMI of like 48.1, so they're not happy with that. So I have to lose a shit ton of weight for them to be comfortable with me doing my transitioning, which fine. It's going to be a little easier now too because I have to kind of give up some things that I was enjoying, like food. My thoughts on YouTube. Oh, well, honestly, I feel like YouTube still has a decent place. It still exists, and it still has a place where it has to exist. What I'm not a fan of right now with YouTube is I really wish they would come up with a way to actually give the creators something, even if your channel's small like mine. Still give them at least something. Show them that they at least, can have something off this. You have ads running on everybody's channels, regardless of how many subscribers they have, how much view time they have, whether or not they're part of the partnership program or not. And what YouTube has decided to do is, oh, well, everybody's getting ads, but only the ones that can get monetized are the ones that are actually getting the money. Now, granted, okay, my channel can't exactly be monetized because I swear, hi, Alter, because I swear like a sailor, but at the same time, at least give us something. Okay, well, we can't monetize you, but because you at least put up like if we're putting up a consistent videos, like I put up a podcast a week, like one video a week for over 5 years. I kind of feel like that I should have got something for that, regardless if I swear in it or not. Is at least like a buck would have been nice, just to get. I still kind of feel like if you upload a video, I think they should give you something because you're at least providing content to their server, to their site, but they just don't. But that's my thoughts on YouTube. It's a great place. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fun stuff you can watch on here, a lot of great things you can learn on here. But I really wish that they would just offer something to the creators. Like every single creator can get something, not just, oh, you have to do YouTube shorts to make something, or oh, you need to do, YouTube for X amount of hours and X amount of subscribers. I really wish that they would just do something for the creators to give them to give everybody equal footing. Like, okay, we're not all going to make the same amount of money. Obviously, somebody that's monetized would make more money than somebody that isn't. But at least give, like, let's say you put within a month span. Let's say you upload or you live stream. But no, let's just go with the uploads. Let's say you upload 5 videos a month. Okay. YouTube would look at you and go, okay, well, we'll give you, depending on the length of the video, let's say they're like 30-minute videos. So you've uploaded 5 30-minute videos in a month. YouTube should look at that and go, okay, well, we'll give you about $20. That budget's in for your time, your effort, and at least gives you something. You're not going to get rich off of it, and it's $20 a month. Wow. You're not going to get super rich. You're not going to be rolling in the dough, but you're at least getting compensation for your work, for what you've done. Now, if you live stream all the time, like, okay, let's say you do like 8 live streams a month. YouTube could look at that and go, okay, well, you're live streaming, so that's a little more money. You're actually interacting with the audience in a live format, so we can give you a little more, regardless if you're swearing or not. We'll deduct off of that. But let's just say you do a live stream for let's say like one live stream would be maybe $5 if it's under an hour. If it goes over an hour, it automatically bumps it up to $10. So like you can instantly get a guaranteed $10 if you at least do a 1-hour stream. Now, if you do 5 of those a month, that's at least $50. But yeah, you never know. It would be nice, but yeah. Hi, Common. How you doing? What's up? The topic this week is viewer choice because I cannot come up with a topic. So it is viewer's choice. So in other words, you give me what you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. Yeah, I know this Kamen Rider Henshin. I love Kamen Rider. I actually started with Den-O, believe it or not. That was believe it or not, my very first ever Kamen Rider series that I watched from start to finish was Den-O. So it was really cool. I saw a trailer for that yesterday. I saw a trailer for that Quasi yesterday. I was like, man, they did a really good live action Hunchback. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's sort of like a horror story, I think, but whatever. It works. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it, but I'm like, it works. But yeah, I saw a trailer for it yesterday. Yeah, like I said, I started a little early though tonight because we have a storm that's rolling through. Here, I'll turn the camera. You can kind of see out my window at the sky. That's the actual sky. Like, no editing, no nothing. That's the actual sky. Like, but yeah, and it's also on Hulu. I don't do Hulu. Hulu will not get any of my money. Neither will Netflix, especially after Once and Always. That was a shit show. Oh god, I forgot that movie existed. Oh my god, I forgot that movie existed. Ugh. It was a blatant and otherwise spotless record. I honestly did. I forgot that movie existed. I really did. It's not that crazy. You have to remember, we're talking about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's well into the aged era by now. So it's not that crazy to think of, but okay, so you want to now Common, would you just like my thoughts on Trini's daughter, or would you like my thoughts on the whole Once and Always? Because I'm willing to give my thoughts on both. Okay, you want both. Okay. I was going with Common first because Commons was up first. I just waited for a reply. So, okay. My thoughts on Trini's daughter. First off, kudos to the at least the writers for writing her in. So we at least got they actually put Twee Trang's death into the series. Now, granted, the actual actress died in a car accident, but in this Once and Always, Trini sacrificed herself to save Billy. I think her daughter is pretty cool. Definitely the youngest of the crew. Definitely the one that's going to have to do, a majority of the learning and stuff like that. So there is that. I'm not a fan of Once and Always, though. I've seen clips of it. I'm not a fan of it. And I'm pissed off at it for multiple reasons. One, it is boring as fuck. It is boring as hell. I'm sorry. It sucks. The entire premise of it is Billy fucked up. He decided he wanted to try to recreate Zordon, so he tapped into the Z Wave and boom, created Robo Rita. Because he created Robo Rita, then that created all hell breaking loose on Earth, which thus created the issue of Trini dying. So in a way, Billy caused this. Then we get the whole he's really being a dick, which I've seen the clips, by the way. And I have also watched Alex Meyer's review of it. I've watched several other reviews of it. I did a Rand video on it. I hate this special. It sucks. Okay? 30th anniversary special, and this is what you went to the barn with. It was garbage. Like pure, flat out garbage, and I hated it. Really pissed about it. I feel like they could have did much better. Like I said, the character wise, if you look at it, the only character that really doesn't look like they've aged is Zach. Like Walter Emmanuel Jones looks like he did back when Mighty Morphin was airing originally. And I was just like, oh my God, he hasn't aged. But yet you have David Yost, Steve Cardenas, and Catherine Hillard that all look like they have gotten their asses whooped by baseball bats. Like badly. But he does not look like he's aged much. But yeah, I appreciate what they did with Trini's daughter. That was really nice, making her kind of like I want revenge, realizing okay, revenge isn't the solution. But at the same time, they really did a piss poor job of this special. The CGI Megazord looked like they literally yanked it from the 1995 movie. Oh my God, it was just so horrible. As to quote my mom, she wants her 4 minutes and 12 seconds back from the clip we watched. I want my time back from watching it, period. It's horrible. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I saw the first Super Troopers movie. I thought it wasn't bad. I didn't see the sequel though, so I don't know about that. My thoughts on Toho, they do good work. They're not bad. At the same time, they're not the world's greatest. They do have a tendency to love to copyright strike people and sue people, and they want to keep their IPs theirs, and I get that. But at the same time, it's not all about you. Let it be free. They're all right people though. We're getting a third Sherlock with him. Oh, what's the update? Oh my God, is he? Oh my God, is he actually coming back for third? You left the door open. They left the door wide open. Is update on the new Alien? Oh, I'm not a fan of Aliens. Like the franchise Aliens, I really don't care. I'm not a huge Sigourney Weaver fan. Let's just put it that way. I'm not as there's like one movie she does that I can stand, and that is Holes. I will tolerate her in Avatar, but that's only because I know her character dies in it. So that's the only reason why I'll tolerate it. That's it. Transformers animated. All right. Are we talking Transformers animated, the series that came out after Cybertron, or animated as in like the original G1 cartoon? Because if it's the original G1 cartoon, I kind of feel like they have already hammered a prequel to that to death. Like, we know everything there is to know about everything that led up to them coming to Earth, depending on which timeline you want to go for. Ugh, Insidious. Not another Insidious movie. Please no more Insidious movies. No more Fast and the Furious either. Ugh, please no more. I don't really know which one because you'd have to really look at the books to see like which book could technically get it. So I really wouldn't know. It would be interesting to see which one will be next. Trust me, it doesn't. It's not a good thing when you don't age as much. My mom has that. She had her and some of her classmates got together a few years ago, for a little get together. It wasn't a reunion. It was just a little get together at a local restaurant, and I dropped her off. This is back when we still had our old Sable. I miss that car. Um, and they were all pissed off because she looked like she did right when she got out of high school. It does not look like she has aged at all. And they were like, "We're pissed off that you haven't done this." Then they showed her. Then it's like, "Well, have you met her?" And at the time, they're like, "Have you met her son?" And the one showed a picture. It's like, okay, because they wanted to kill her because she was like, she did not age. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna kill her for it. She's really like, no." They're like, "This is what her son looks like." Okay, we're scrapping that plan. But yeah, no, it's not pleasant. I mean, I'm 33. If you can tell, if I stand still long enough, I don't exactly look 33, do I? I look like I'm younger, but that's the thing. But trust me, you kind of don't want that too because then people don't really believe you when you say, "Oh, yeah, I'm this years old," and they're like, "Yeah, right. Here's the proof. I'm 33." Oh my god, I'm 33. Yeah. Oh no, no more Seth Rogen. No more Seth Rogen movies, please. No more Seth Rogen movies. No. I have had my fill. The last Seth Rogen movie I watched was Sausage Party, and I still have issues with that movie. It took them, what, 8 years to make that? I guarantee you it would have taken me one night to write. It's no. The entire thing ends with them having a massive food orgy. Look, I did not need to see a hot dog blowing its bun. Okay, I did not need to see that, and never did in my world did I ever need to see food getting it on. The trailer wrote a check for that movie that it cashed in like 5 seconds, and the rest of it was just massively overdrawn. Yeah, they're bringing back a lot of their old classic characters. I think Birdie was one know that they were bringing back. They did a lot with that cactus plant flea market. They brought a lot of those back. I know it was like Grimace, Hamburglar, and I think Birdie was one of them. And the characters are still kind of popular yet, so they're bringing more of them back. It's mostly I think for them to recycle the likenesses so they don't go into public domain, one, and two, because they're kind of trying to recapture the, hey, come eat at McDonald's. Our food might be bad, but it's not god awful. Whereas it kind of is. But then again, I can't really eat out anymore. I have to lose weight. So I can't really eat out anymore. I think he was dethroned and just became McCheese. He's no longer a mayor. I think he was dethroned. I think they went into a democracy or a kingdom, if you will, and it became King McCheese, and then I think he was overthrown and usurped. So, no, I wasn't really a huge fan of Mayor McCheese. I mean, I remember a lot of the old characters from growing up. When I grew up in the '90s, they were still kind of cycling through some of them yet, so there was that. Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of it is with the mascots coming back. I think the majority of it has to do with they're trying to recapture, like, okay, this is what made our brand really good back in like the 90s and the late 80s, early 90s. And they're trying to just like recapture that to try to influence a whole new generation. Like, hey, come check out this little cute character because it's fun. Can I dance? No. I can half-ass dance if that if that matters for anything. I can half-ass dance, but no, I can't dance. I cannot dance. I can't dance, and I really can't sing either. So there is that. Not for lack of trying though. I did take chorus for a few years, from like 6th grade to 11th grade, so like 5 years of chorus. So I can probably sing, but I can't dance for shit. That I know. I think they might. Um, I don't quote me on it because keep in mind they're gonna bring back some of the more classic characters that they know people will see instantly, like Grimace, Hamburglar, Birdie. They can't use. I don't think they want to use Ronald McDonald anymore, so I think that's one that they're not going to be bringing back. But I think it's mostly just like the B characters, basically, that they're going to try to bring back to try to like pitch the food. Mostly, I think they want to gear it more towards the kids, if anything. Oh God, not the Furby. Ookie. The thing that I swear, I love that story that you couldn't even that you couldn't even go that they couldn't bring those onto military bases because they were afraid they were going to be remembering top secret information. And it's like then they finally actually reverse engineered it, looked at it, it's like, oh, this thing's basically a yak back and has about 5 seconds of memory. It's like, yeah, it's not that powerful of a freaking computer inside. It's a children's toy for like $30. Come on. I got to do McDonald's Land, I think for a year. For like a year. That was it. That was it. It was like a year I got to do McDonald's Land. Because then I grew too tall and they had height limits and you couldn't go in if you were a certain height. You couldn't do anything. It's like, ah. So you kind of like you're a kid, but you're a tall kid, so you can't do anything, which sucks. Yeah, the Noid came back. I remember talking about that with the absolutely completely random podcast. They brought him back, and that was mostly a marketing campaign because they developed an app for it as well. So it was mostly a marketing campaign on Domino's end to try to pitch their pizza, which I could actually go for pizza. I'm hungry. A TV series out of McDonald's Land? I could actually have seen that. Then again, give it a couple years, you probably won't have those anymore, and Defunct Land will probably do a thing on them. They never really went anywhere. They are still used, um, but they're just like the quiet, like, hey, look, this was our mascot, but now we just have these. I think the company got bought out. I think the company got bought out at the time, and the new owners just retired them quietly. But I do remember the California Raisins. I loved those things. If you ever saw Claymation Christmas, they were in that. It's really good. It's a really good holiday special. You can find it on archive.org or archive.net. Trust me, it's worth checking out if you can. It somehow always finds a way on YouTube around the holidays, but if you really want to watch it, you can get a copy from archive.net for free and just download that. It's well worth the time. Trust me. Trying to find a DVD of it is a pain in the ass, but it is on archive.net. I would go check that out because it's worth it. They already made that. Yeah, I think they kind of did remake a lot. I mean, they've made a lot of stuff. Yeah, I don't think they want to do Ronald McDonald anymore. So I don't. I kind of feel like they're distancing themselves from Ronald McDonald. I don't know why, but I think they are. So that's probably. I don't think we're gonna be seeing any more Ronald McDonald. Which, in all honesty, I'm fine with. It was a creepy clown. Sorry, it was a creepy clown. Even I have issues with the clown. He was creepy. That's telling you something. I find the clown creepy. That's telling you something. The clown was creepy. Very, very creepy. Oh, the Tootsie Roll owl. Oh God. I love that owl. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? Let's find out. One, two, three, three. I love that joke. It's like the kicker is even I end up biting the damn thing when I was eating them. I would bite the damn thing too. So it's like yeah. Well, I thought that's what the name of the character was. I thought it was Woodsy Owl. I know it was Mr. Owl, but I thought his name was actually Woodsy or Woodsley. So then who is Woodsley Owl? Okay, I'll look it up. Give me a second, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Alright, I'll look it up. Oh, the Give a Hoot, Don't Pollute. Yeah, I think that's already public domain. Because it's owned by the United States Forest Service. Yeah, that's probably public domain. Yeah, wrong owl. Yeah, I gathered. Wrong owl. I got it. I got it. Wrong owl. You're talking about the Give a Hoot, Don't Pollute owl. Like I said, he's owned by the Forestry Service. So there's a good chance that they probably are using him yet just for local stuff. Like, oh, you go to a US national park that has a forest. Here, there's probably a pamphlet that still has him. It's sort of like Smokey the Bear. Oh, I remember those VHS specials. I had like one. In fact, I think I still have it. Probably worth a crap ton of money on eBay if it works. But yeah, I know I have like one copy of it. It was like a free giveaway that you got from McDonald's, right? Or you had to pay like $3.99 for it, and you got this VHS tape. And it's like really weird. Yeah, they probably could have made it into a TV series, but then again, you have to remember Ray Kroc owned McDonald's, and he kind of, he was an arrogant SOB. I have no idea who should be the new voice of Woodsy the Owl. I really don't. And that's mostly because I actually had to look up who he was, so I really don't know. Don't really need to give him a voice. He could just talk without speaking. If that makes any sense. If that makes any sense, he could just talk without speaking. Well, I mean, who do we have? Isn't Sam Elliott doing Smokey the Bear? You just get like any actor that's who's good at doing voice acting? Depends on which pitch you want. Do you want it to be like a high pitch? Do you want it to be low pitched? Take your pick. I don't know who should voice it, to be honest with you. But then again, like I said, I had to look up who the owl was, so I'm not exactly a fair choice to decide that. I forgot it was the Give a Hoot, Don't Pollute owl. So that was my bad. I had the wrong owl. I thought that's what the name of the Tootsie Roll owl was. Forgive me. Forgive me. I grew up with Smokey the Bear. I grew up with people that always told me don't litter. I didn't have to learn it from an owl. Those are good mascots, though. Albert. Okay, I have to think who that is. Albert Brooks. Who is Albert Brooks? Who is Albert Brooks? That I have to look up. Un momento, por favor. Yes, it is the only Spanish I know. Honest to God, that really is. Albert Brooks. All right, who do you voice? Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, I can see that. That could work. Like I said, it also depends on like what pitch you want and stuff like that. I mean, if they don't want it to be, like really high pitched, do they want it to sound young? Do they want it to sound old? Do they want it to be like, hip with the kids? It depends on what their demographic they're trying to nail is, and that's the problem. With Sam Elliott doing Smokey the Bear, it's basically you just need to sound like a bear. Just sound like a bear. It's really Smokey the Bear only ever says one damn thing. Only you can prevent wildfires. That's it. It used to be forest fires, not just wildfires. So yeah, they did. It was the spot. It was the spot. There was 7-Up had that little spot on it, that red spot. That was their mascot. Then they ditched it, which actually works because 7-Up's fine on its own. It's perfect if you're ever sick and you can't have anything. You want something carbonated and you don't want to drink water all the damn time. 7-Up's good. Probably not, because I don't think that was one of their own creations. I think that was somebody else's, and I think they lost the license to it. But I don't. That's one of those don't quote me on it things, because even I don't know. It's a don't quote me, but even I don't know. I do not know who the irate gamer is. Unfortunately, I live in my own little bubble. It's my own little bubble. That's what I live in. My own little bubble. I live in my own little bubble. In my own little world, in my own little bubble. It's where I live. Irate gamer. Let me look it up again. Let me look it up. Gamer. I don't know, because there's something new I can look at. That's something new I can check out. Well, I mean, what I've been watching like on YouTube lately has mostly just been like meditation videos to try to help like calm your minds, binaural beats, frequencies, and stuff like that. Some self-help stuff. I've been trying to find a work from home job and things like that. So I've been looking at like some of those channels. But yeah. I got a blister on my toe. I mean, I went for a nice walk today, so that's why I got it. Classic AVGN episodes that I loved. I love the Sega Genesis 3-part one. So you have, or I should say, really say 2-part one, where you have the Genesis and the CD32, and then the the 32X. I guess it was, or was it a 3-part? But I love that one where he's basically like, these are all. It looks like it's on life support. The poor thing. Oh, I liked the Double Vision one with the Intellivision and the ColecoVision. I love those. Those were really fun. There's a few of them though. The NES Accessories was one of my favorites. Rob, because that's a classic one. Rob the Robot one. But yeah, I love a lot of the old AVGN episodes. They're all a lot of fun to watch. I don't even know if they have any mascots. I thought their longest thing was just Do the Do. Do they even have any mascots? New mascots. Well, okay. Apparently they had Willie the Hillbilly. Was the original Mountain Dew logo. So he was the original mascot. It was called Willie the Hillbilly. Okay. At least one. And I'm pretty sure they're not bringing that one back. Hey, Chuck. I didn't see everyone up here. Which restaurants are my favorite? There are a lot of them. I have a lot of favorite restaurants. It just depends on what I want to eat. But again, when you're poor and you have to lose weight and you have to cut back on what you're eating, it's don't eat out much. When your money goes to buy groceries and pay bills, you don't get to eat out much. yes and no to the robots being compatible with humans. Are you talking like Futurama where like they're kind of bumping uglies or something? I kind of get the feeling if we get to that point, there will be an uprising of people throwing bitch fits left, right, and sideways, like what they're doing with the transgender community right now. But if we ever get to that point, God help us all. But I mean, yeah, I could see it being like a possibility. Like, let's say, hey, I lose my arm, I can get like a robot arm attached. Hey, my heart gives out, but I'm still young. Hey, we'll put a robotic, power supply in you that'll keep you going. Yeah, I kind of feel like they would be. But if we're talking like, bumping uglies, like actual humans, like the thing here that I'm trying to demonstrate without YouTube getting uppity. If we ever get to that point, there probably will be protests out the ass for that because you will have so many people be upset to be like, oh my god, no, no, no. We'll have like robosexual rights. Um, there'll be robosexuals. Oh my god, I could just and you figure right now with the transgender community getting under attack just for wanting to live their lives like me. Oh yeah, I could just see that going over so well with the robosexual rights. Yeah, that would not go well. AVGN does have episodes on Blu-ray. He actually sells them. I think season 1 to 10 is on Blu-ray. Go check out his shop. Actually, I think it's cinemassacre.com. They actually do sell them. I know he has Blu-rays out because he was pitching them in the one episode that he put out. So I know that they do have Blu-rays. Oh, maybe you'll get the episodes on Blue. You can always just watch them on YouTube for free, right? He has all the episodes up on Cinemassacre's YouTube channel for free. You don't have to. I mean, the only reason why you'd get the Blu-ray is just for like the behind the scenes stuff. But like all the episodes are up for free. Well, Super Bowl ones are probably just commercials and stuff like that. So I don't really know if they count as mascots. I doubt Cool Spot will get a Funko Pop. But then again, you never know. Everything's getting Funko Pops. Of course, they had to ditch like $30 million worth of those things into a landfill. So who knows? Yeah, sort of like the runner, Chuck. So basically, like let's say you lose a limb or something, they can attach a robotic one. Think like Full Metal Alchemist in a way, like what Automail is, something like that. Like, hey, I know I lost a hand. Here's a robotic hand for you. It's just not like it doesn't have a metal look to it. It'll look more like an actual human hand. We are getting to that point. It's just a matter of, you know, taking it one step too far that I don't think anybody really wants to worry about. I am always a fan of free stuff. I love free stuff. Every time something's free, I try to jump on it. That's how I have an EA account because the only game I have on it is BioShock. It's basically 1, 2, and 3 because they were free and it was free for life. So I'm like, I get it for nothing. Thank you. I can't download it because it's almost like 40 gigabytes in size, and my internet connection will never handle that. But yes, I love free stuff. Yeah, I would just watch him for free on YouTube. I really would. That's what I do. I just watch him for free. Oh yeah, Geico has had a crap ton. You had the gecko, you had the pig, you had the caveman. They did like multiple commercials just going through all their mascots alone. Yeah, it's always something that I would do too to consider. That's why I kind of feel like physical media isn't going to actually die because if the internet goes out, then people are going to be screwed unless we're going to have that final, hey, this is the internet that will never go down, but it'll never happen. Hopefully we get something like that though. Maybe I'll invent that. The internet that can never go down. That'd be cool. If there are any antiques, I don't really know what they are, and if there are any, I'm not looking for them because, granted, we have to get rid of some stuff to help put money towards getting the property, paying off the inheritance tax, things like that, which I could just probably end up having to get a mortgage. All right, bye, Alter. Probably have to end up getting a mortgage to pay for that, which means that I really do need to find a better job so I can afford that and pay bills and get food and all the other fun shit that I have to do. But yeah, if there are any, there probably are. I just don't care to look. I wouldn't doubt there being more games, more Nintendo games. Apparently, the Mario Brothers movie went really well. I saw clips of it online. I'm just still not a fan of it. But yeah. If the Geico Gecko would get a Funko Pop, that would be pretty cool. I don't think they ever will though, because that would be, if they do, it'd be Geico would just be getting them made for themselves and giving them out themselves. So I really don't know. Yes, I still hate the Charmin Bears. I don't think I've ever hit that fact. I still hate the Charmin Bears. Ooh, that's a good question. If I could fly, where would I go right now? Honestly, I don't know, because a part of me would want to go to my friend, but that I'm trying to kill that part of me that wants to do that. Or at least drown it out with there's other things that I can do. I really don't know where I would go, to be honest. If I could fly, I don't really know where I would go. I have not heard of Trek Yards. What is that? What is Trek Yards? I have not heard of that. And I'm being honest, I really have not heard of Trek Yards. I know of Star Trek, I know of Trekkies, but I have never heard of Trek Yards. I know of Junkyards. There's like 3 of them by me. And the one that I wish would just the one that I wish I could get rid of some of my excess trash with, but I can't, so. Which fandoms do I like? Really, I try to stay away from fandoms, to be completely honest. I know a lot of people usually get like hyped up for, hey, I like this fandom, or hey, I like this fandom. I try to not I try to avoid fandoms, mostly because I just try to watch stuff and enjoy stuff for the hell of it. But there are some times where I'll end up finding myself in one, like let's say an anime one, where hey, which anime character do you like? Oh, I like this anime character. Oh, hey, I like this anime. So stuff like that. But most of the time, I try to avoid fandoms if I can. Oh, I know a Trek culture that does that too. That's the one I was usually watching all the time. But I never heard of Trek Yards. I'll have to check Trek Yards out. Cool. I mean, I like Star Trek, but then again, I'm a fan of Voyager and the Next Generation. I like Voyager first, Next Generation second. I'll actually put Deep Space Nine over the original series, and yes, let anybody come at me if they will, but I'm not a fan of Shatner. Um, I'm not. But that being said, yeah, I do like a lot of Star Trek stuff. Would I call myself a Trekkie? God, no. I'm not going to go to conventions and do this. Let me do it with both hands. Hey, Isaac. Yeah, I try to avoid, like I said, I try to avoid fandoms mostly so that I can just enjoy stuff without them going, hey, so blah 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 problem, and they start like poisoning the community sometimes with, oh, you shouldn't watch this. Now, granted, um, I will agree with the one community where when I dropped off of watching Sword Art Online, I will agree with that fandom that it went to pot. But then again, even the creator of the series and the one that was in charge of the anime series even admitted that they went a step too far, and that was would have been season 3, episode 10, like episode 9 or 10. And even they admitted, okay, we went a little too far with this one. We apologize profusely with this. If we have any fans left after this, we'll be happy. And they knew they had to wrap this up fast because they knew there weren't going to be any fans anymore, which I dropped off. I think I lasted like 2 episodes past that, and the taste of it was just still in my mouth. I'm like, nope, I'm done. Screw this series. The first 2 seasons were good. The third season to me felt forced, like really, really forced. And I was like, yeah, no, I was done. I like cats. I like cats. I am a cat lover. Ironically, though, I did work at a dog kennel one summer between my junior and senior year in high school. I did work at a dog kennel. I like dogs. I never actually had a dog. I always had cats, so there was that. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm more of a Marvel fan than I am of DC. And I'm a Marvel fan to a point. Like, my favorite character is Iron Man. My least favorite character is Captain America. But am I going to go around and start poking holes like, oh, well, blah, 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 this? No, I'm not going to do that crap because it's comic books. I'm not a comic book nerd. I have DC comics and Marvel comics. I'm a fan of Iron Man and I like the Green Lantern. Yes. So I like stuff from both sides. It's just that I'm not going to go um, balls to the walls for one or the other. I mean, I will badmouth them both if they screw up, but DC just has a habit of really screwing the pooch when it counts, or just in general sometimes. But I will not deny they are a toxic fandom. Oh my god, they are toxic as hell. You get no argument from me here. Yeah, they attack each other. That's just it. It's literally just watching. I always imagine it just watching like 2 kindergartners just throwing toys back and forth at one another. Like, this toy is better than that one. No, this one's better. And that's how I always see it when it comes to Marvel and DC. It's just they're 2 kindergartners just throwing toys at one another. Yeah, I'm not too big a fan of Captain Marvel, but then again, I'm not a fan of Captain America. He is my least favorite of the Marvel characters, but my all-time favorite is obviously Iron Man. I love Iron Man. I mean, I have an Iron Man action figure. I haven't my one friend got me an Iron Man flash drive the one year for Christmas, and I still have that yet too. I love that flash drive. I have an Iron Man like puzzle that I put together, glued together, and I glued it so it stays together, so I'd have like a picture frame. But yes, I'm a huge Iron Man fan. I'm team Iron Man. When they had Captain America Civil War and we had everything that was going on because of it, it's like I went with Team Iron Man. I'm sorry, I'm Team Iron Man. And I'm like, well, okay, do I think it's right that they want the superheroes to register? Yes, because then it's the superhero identity that gets, the lawsuit and the trouble, not the actual person. So it's like, look, if I screw up, what's the worst they're going to do? Fire me. Take away my superhero license. I can't be a hero anymore. Okay. Versus Captain America, where I'd still be liable. And they can come after me. It's like, no, I'm going with Team Iron Man. It's like, Team Iron Man? That's what you think about yourself? No, that's what I definitely consider myself as Team Iron Man. Sorry. Spider-Man's number 3, though, on my list. Spider-Man's like number 3 in my top 5. Because it's Iron Man, then it's the Hulk, Spider-Man. I usually, number 4 spot for me is either a cross between Thor or, and it's really like one of the lame characters that you get, but it's either Thor or Jarvis is like my 4th spot. And my top 5 for like my 5th favorite one is usually just like one random character that I can never remember the name of. I can picture him in my head, but I could just never remember him. Yes, I have seen Armor. Let me put it this way, Common Writer. Let me put it this way, Common. I have seen almost everything Iron Man related. Save for Ironheart. I have not read any of that. I have not seen any of that, and I have not read any of it. I have. Thank you. It was Ben Grimm. Thank you, Isaac. Ben Grimm. That's my fifth favorite. The Thing. It's the one I can never remember because it's like everybody. I always forget the Fantastic Four. But I have basically seen like almost everything Iron Man related. I have seen all three of the Iron Man movies. Love them all, by the way. I have seen the two Iron Man anime series. I have seen the original Invincible Iron Man series. I have watched Armored Adventures. In fact, I had a couple of them on DVD. I think I still do. I have seen like almost every parody of Iron Man you can imagine. I have read almost every Iron Man story or watched a recap of every Iron Man story. One of my all-time favorites is one that I still swear, bring Robert Downey Jr. back for one more shot at Iron Man, we get Superior Iron Man. The one where he goes crazy. Bring him back for that. I will go see that if that comes in theaters. I would go see that. But yeah, there is that. What else do I yeah, I basically, if it's anything Iron Man related, I've seen it. Save for Ironheart, but I've seen it. And yes, as you were saying, Chuck, Ironheart is awful. I just could not get into it. I read there was a free somebody had it up for free. I read like the first like issue that they had for free, and I'm just like, nope, wash my hands of it. And it's nothing to do with race, ethnicity, gender, nothing like that. I just could not get into the story. It felt like watered down marinara sauce to me. It was weak. Iron fart. Yeah, I mean, and I played the Iron Man games. Like I played the original Iron Man game for the PlayStation 2. In fact, we actually have that on emulator. I can play it again. I played it for the DS. I think I didn't play Iron Man 2 though for the DS, or I didn't play Iron Man 2 at all. I watched that one. I didn't play that one because didn't have a system to play that. There's an Invincible Iron Man game for the Game Boy Advance. I do have an emulator for that. It's not the world's greatest game, but it's a good game, but it's not great. But yes, I am an Iron Man fanatic. Basically, figure it this way: if I had a spot in my room, I would have a giant Iron Man poster. Okay, that's how much of an Iron Man fan I am. Like wholeheartedly, I'm an Iron Man fan, 100%. Yeah, I keep forgetting the Fantastic Four because I always forget that they're part of Marvel. I'm like, I always think of it like, wait, there's that group of four people. Like, oh yeah, Fantastic Four. Shit, I keep forgetting them. But yeah, the Thing is my fifth favorite. What's your first line? Ooh, I actually liked Ultron. I'm not gonna lie. I actually liked Ultron a lot. I thought Ultron was a really good villain. Somebody that could actually kick the Avengers' ass and still come away unscathed. And then basically because plot armor and they find the power of teamwork, they manage to defeat him. But yes, I have always thought for me, Marvel villain wise, I always thought Ultron was a damn good villain. I thought Thanos was way overpowered and then just way easily defeated, both in the comics. The movies kind of really dragged it out, in my opinion, and that's what kind of did it in for me. But comic wise, he wasn't bad. Fin Fang Foom I thought was kind of interesting. Then again, I also liked the original Mandarin from like the animated series and the comics that had like the 10 rings. It could just each one did a different thing. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah. Venom though, I never really considered Venom a villain, to be honest. My first run in with Venom was with the animated Spider-Man series that was on Fox Kids a lot. That was my first run in with Venom. And I remember I was like, okay, so this is basically just like the anti-Spider-Man in a way. And it was all right. But yeah, Green Goblin though, but then again, like I said, I mostly watch Iron Man stuff. I try to anyway, but Spider-Man was also there too. Yeah, Swamp Thing is underrated. I will agree with that. But yeah, I mean, I like how they made Thanos like this overly powerful badass, and then it's like he gets he can easily be taken down with enough damage. It's like he's not invincible. He's not immortal. Yeah, I actually like Galactus, but the thing is, I've only ever seen Galactus from the Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, or the original Silver Surfer cartoon. So it's like I know who Galactus is, but Galactus is one of those. That's a threat that we don't have to worry about, so I forget he exists because of it. But yeah, Galactus is pretty badass. What would I do if Vic McNogna came to my house? Call the cops. He'd be trespassing. I'd call the cops. In all honesty, I'd call the cops. I'm not even going to hesitate on that. I'll call the cops. I believe it. I mean, Silver Surfer was cool, but you have to remember, all he basically had was the power cosmic. I mean, I have a little Silver Surfer figure, but all he has is the power cosmic. So basically, all he can do is whatever power his surfboard can give him. That's it. Take away the surfboard, and he's powerless. He's just Nolan Rad again. But with the surfboard, he's unstoppable. Just don't give it to Doctor Doom. We all know what happens when you give it to Doctor Doom. Bad shit happens when you give it to Doctor Doom. Bad shit happens. Yeah, I mean, Victor Von Doom is pretty badass. You have to realize he's the ruler of his own country. So basically, that's the kicker with this, if you think about it. He is the ruler of his own country, yet he could go and terrorize another place and either A, claim diplomatic immunity. So basically, he could cause trouble in the streets, diplomatic immunity, because he's technically the leader of Latveria. So he can technically get away with it. But at the same time, he's a megalomaniac. So yeah, it's weird. Any amphibians you like? I kind of like frogs. I mean, I've seen enough of them around me because there's like a couple ponds near here that they love to go into, but that's be about it. Now, if he was watching, what would you say to him? I like Johnny Young Bosch taking over your position as Broly better. Sorry, if he fits the role better than you. Sorry. Oh. I'm just breaking a mirror. I still believe in that because I broke a mirror when I was a kid, and I did have 7 years of bad luck. Black cat crossing my path, I don't believe in because there's been some black cats around me, and they've crossed my path, and I have never had any issues. Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th again. 13th again. Doesn't bother me. The mirror one though is definitely on my list. If I break a mirror, it's 7 years bad luck. I still believe in that wholeheartedly. I will always believe in that one because I have felt it myself. 7 years is a long time. Bad luck. Walking under a ladder, I kind of don't do that to begin with, and that's mostly because I'm terrified of something. Though definitely the mirror. The ones that I don't believe in though, stepping on a crack, black cat, the ladder thing. Those I don't believe. Breaking a mirror, I will believe that. I will believe that. Because my theory is that every single mirror is technically an alternate reality, and that's how we're seeing the alternate reality in a way. Yes, I know it's just to reflect the surface, but here's the thing. My camera is reflecting me. So you're seeing me right now. So that's basically, I'm transmitting this out. A mirror is basically just a reflected piece of glass. So for me, I kind of feel like if you shatter a mirror, you're bringing in the negative energy from that, alternate reality. I am afraid of heights. I am afraid of heights. I am afraid of small spaces. So I am claustrophobic. I do have vertigo. So I am afraid of heights. I will freeze up. When I used to work at Five Below, if I had to climb up into the loft, I actually had to really calm myself down to try to get down off the loft because there was no like stairs to go up and down. You had to go up a ladder, and the placement of the ladder, if you so much as misstep, you could fall, and it's a long way down. Like I'm 6'1". I'm 6'1". So me looking down at this, I'm just like, and I'm like really controlling my breathing and stuff like that. But yes, heights I don't like. I am claustrophobic to a bit. I don't like small spaces. I'm not a fan of it. Shoved in a closet or something, do I feel like the walls are going to close in? Probably not, because I know there's something. Do I feel like the walls are going to close in? Probably not, because I know the door's right there. But if I can't get the door open, yeah, I'm going to probably start panicking a bit. Like them. I kind of find them creepy. And not in a good way creepy. Like, they're just creepy. You could show me a clown that goes to a kid's pee, for anybody that remembers that show. I thought he was creepy as hell. And I entered the one contest. I entered the one thing. I actually sent a drawing in. My drawing got picked. It was on a Wednesday morning. I wish I could find like images of that or a video of that so I could find it again. But I don't think they have it up on YouTube. I've been looking. But yeah, I actually did draw for that particular thing when they did like, do this little drawing, pull a thing. It was great. But he was creepy though. Yeah, that's what I said. They're creepy as hell. They're creepy as fuck. I'm sorry. They're creepy. Now, to be fair, okay, I'm learning makeup yet because being transgender, I am learning makeup. So I do makeup when I go out. But if I'm ever putting on like clown makeup, forget it. I can't do it. When I was a kid, in kindergarten, we had this little play we were putting on we were all like part of a zoo. And what got me was I was the bear. They had to paint my nose black. I started crying because they did that. And they're like, well, have you ever seen a bear that had a white nose? No. You're supposed to be encouraging our imaginations. Let me be a bear with a white nose. Now, I had to be the bear that had the black nose. And I'm like, I really hated this. I just did not like it. Nowadays, it's ironic because now if I want to like go shopping or something, I'll put on some makeup. If I have the day off, I'll put on a little bit of makeup and go out the door. So it's kind of funny how like 5-year-old me was like freaking out over getting, a bit of blackness put on his nose versus 33-year-old me that I'll put on some makeup to go out and do some shopping. So go figure. I'm glad you like clowns, Chuck. I'm just not a fan of them. I think they're creepy as hell. They're just, they don't scare me. They're just creepy. They're just creepy. Very, very creepy. I can never figure out why, but they are. I think he's suffering enough. I say take away his livelihood, and there won't be a problem. Make it so that he fades into obscurity. Basically, wipe him off the face of the earth that way, and there won't be a problem. No, slow drivers aren't clown cars. Clown cars when you have a bunch of people shoved into one car. That's a clown car. Clown cars. Clown cars when you have a bunch of people shoved into one car. That's a clown car. A person that's driving terrified of the cops, or they can't see over the steering wheel. I call them turtle drivers. No, those aren't clown cars. Those are, clown cars when you have like so many people shoved into one vehicle. That's a clown car. That's a clown car. makes sense. I mean, it does in a way. But no, I always think of like, because I've had my fair share of slow drivers. When I used to have to get up and be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm actually starting to miss that more. There was an old lady that I used to get behind. I always made sure, and it was only ever on a Wednesday that I got behind her. Friday, she, for some reason, was not out. Wednesday, she was out. And it's like, all of a sudden, I'm driving behind her, and she will take up, like, she will literally be in the middle of the damn roadway. I'm blowing the horn, and blowing the horn, and blowing the horn. And the reason why is because now, on our stretch of roadway, it's 40 miles an hour. From one spot out to you get to the highway, it's 40 miles an hour. She is going 30. Now, granted, okay, it's early in the morning. I'm fine if you want to go 35. You're going 30. You're legally impeding traffic because there's a 5-mile grace period in my state. If it's like nighttime, you're supposed to go like 5 under for safety. You're going 10 under the speed limit. You're legally impeding traffic, and you're in the middle of the roadway. I'm blowing my horn and blowing my horn and blowing my horn. Like, the first chance I ever get to pass her, I take it. And I have several times. What makeup do you like the most? Hold on. I can actually just show you the one that I use. I have it right over here. I got my... Go. So... this is my little makeup baggie. It's actually really cool. But this is the one that I use mostly like foundation-wise. It's 361C. I have to change that. I put a thing up like the one transgender Facebook thing for that, but I have to change that. Most of the time, though, I just go with like this. It's just pressed powder. And then either 2, 3, 4, you or you. Yep. Oh, wait, no, not you. Not you. Not you. You down here. Not you. Okay, here you go. Yes. Then either one of these 4. Then either one of these 4 lip glosses. This one here, which is a lip plumper, or just regular lipstick. That's what I do. That's what I like the most because it's simple, easy, and I figured it out. So that's my style. I mean, I do have some other stuff, but that's really about it. I mean, I got a thing of mascara, but I've only used it like one time, and I didn't really do a good job at it. And I got this recently, but I haven't actually gotten a chance to use it yet. So there is that. But yeah, it's basically what I like. So it's just simple and easy because remember, I'm colorblind, so I just go with what works. But it's mostly just so long as I know like the foundation that I need, I'm good. Which this basically is the foundation that I need. It's Wet n Wild Photo Focus Shell Ivory. It's 361C. So, yeah, that's what I use. I have it right over here in my happy drawer. I mean, the kicker is I also bought these, but I haven't gotten a chance to use them yet. So I thought if I get my hair to grow out a little longer, I'm going to dye my hair. I just haven't gotten a chance to do it yet. So, is that. So I do have some options for my hair because I kind of want to like dye my hair a different color, but that's my choice yet. But I kind of want to get my hair a little longer before I actually sink down into doing that. There are a few that I would like to see stand the test of time character-wise, but it just mostly depends on how long you were talking like time-wise. If we're talking like eternity, there's probably not that many of them that are gonna survive the test of time. But if we're talking like, small bouts, they might. But mostly just like Iron Man, most would be like the one that I would like to stand the test of time. Optimus Prime, Pikachu, things like that. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't. I actually kind of thought that her and Zach did pretty well together, but I'm just like I said, I'm really happy that they at least gave her like actual actresses' death some screen because otherwise it would have just been like, where's Trini? Yeah, let's not. That's actually a hard one. I really don't know. And it's mostly because I'm not sure basically like comedy show wise, it would depend on who the comedian is or what the genre is. If we're talking like dark comedy, I'm not really a huge fan of dark comedy, but if it would depend on who the comedian is, basically. Keep looking out my window because I hear it raining. I'm just looking out to make sure I don't see like any lightning in the sky or anything. Because if I do, then that's the end of it. Because I'm yeah. I like John Panette. He was funny. He passed away. I really think he passed away too soon, but he was really good. I do like Gabriel Iglesias' stuff because I get a good laugh out of that. Jeff Dunham is pretty good with the puppets. So basically, I would say those three. Anything else from anybody? Ooh. There was one my one supervisor had it on the one morning we were doing overnights where he was like a record producer. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I just remember I had to come home and look it up then like that weekend I watched it and I was like, "Oh my god, I can actually sit down and listen to it." It wasn't bad, but yeah. I wasn't really a huge Norm Macdonald fan, so ooh, that's a good question. Well, let's see. I always thought Astronomer was hot. I will not deny that. I always thought Astronomer was hot. I really did. Diva Talks, I will say like the original one, not the one that took over, the one that started in the movie and then came back for the later half of Turbo, not the original, or not the one that took over when the Turbo series started, because that was a different actress. Because the one that played in the movie was on maternity leave. That's why she only came back like halfway through the series then, or through the season, I should say, or near the end of it, because that's when her maternity leave was up. Her, I will say, she's like an 8 for me, but she loses a couple points just for her snarkiness. Uh, wasn't really a huge fan of Trakina. Rita wasn't really one of my favorites to begin with. Let's see. I'm actually going through my mind here, like all the female villains in Power Rangers. I know there was like Tanaya Seven, but she didn't really do anything. Camille really didn't do anything for me either. There wasn't really any female ones in SPD. Didn't really like the one from Dino Thunder. Didn't really like either of the girls in Ninja Storm. Nadira was... Yeah, she's like a 5, sorry. Nadira's a 5 for me. Really got me thinking here. I really have to go back through all of... I'm trying to remember like every single female villain in Power Rangers. Wow. Didn't really like Toxica. Did not like Vipra. I'm trying to think like what other seasons there were. I didn't like the one that had the harmonium from Samurai. Did not like any of Super Samurai, but there weren't really any female villains in that. But I didn't. Viper for me, by the time Viper came out, Astronema was already long gone, and I still had a thing for Astronema. Yeah, my favorite female cartoon crush. Oh, that's... Well, Jessica Rabbit, obviously, because I'm taking the name Jessica when I transition, so that'll be fun. But yeah, Jessica Rabbit. I kind of... It's actually an anime, but Sailor Jupiter. But then again, when I was a kid, I never knew that was an anime. I just thought it was a cartoon. But her, I did like Miss Bellum from Powerpuff Girls. I thought she was, well, obviously, I think everybody did. There's a few others though. They're not. I really don't. I don't listen to that many podcasts. The only one I really listened to was the completely random podcast, or the completely unnecessary podcast that Pat Country and Ian Ferguson had. I don't really listen to that many podcasts, believe it or not. I actually should probably try getting something new. The one from Overdrive would be the one that was teamed up with the ninja one. I can't think of what her name is off the top of my head, but no. She doesn't even crack my top 5. Like, seriously, if you want my top 5 favorite female villains, it's Astronema's first, Divatox is second, third I'm going to give to... Third, I'll give to Nadira. I'll give Nadira third. Fourth would be... I really hate to say it this way, but fourth would be Prince Gasket's bride from Zeo, which if you ever saw the Japanese version was a lot weirder than you need to know. But she would be like a good, I want to say, 4th place for me. And I'll even round out the top 5. I'll give Rita the top 5th spot. Because everybody past those 5, for me, just didn't really do it. I mean, I liked Overdrive as a season. Don't get me wrong. I thought Overdrive was a good season. I wish that Disney would not have screwed the pooch on it. More so than they did. But it wasn't a bad season. Just very poorly handled. Very poorly handled. I'm trying to think. Leonardo and Splinter. Leonardo and Splinter. Mostly Splinter, I will say that, though. I mean, Donatello was, I kind of feel like, okay, let me ask you, the viewers, a question. There'll be a little kick there. Okay, so Isaac, who is your female cartoon crush? Which one was your favorite? Common, which do you think was the sexiest female Power Ranger villain? And Chuck, who is your favorite TMNT character? Well, I check something on Twitter here quick. You three come up with answers while I quick check something on Twitter. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I always forgot about Raven. Then again, when the OG Teen Titans was airing, I was kind of in like high school, like middle school, high school at the time, so I was already like in the anime for me. So I always forgot about Raven. Nadira. Oh, okay, all right. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Thank you three for answering. Sorry, it was just easier to kind of like ask you three versus let me just try to like figure it out here. It was just easier to ask you three. But yeah. Hey, Cameron. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I had a lot of crushes when I was a kid too. After the whole crap though with my friend, I have decided that I am not opening my heart up again. So I do not have to worry about going down that sorry road again, where I accidentally tell somebody how I feel about them, only for it to basically blow up in my face. I don't see it anyway. But yeah. Reading manga, building model kits, playing video games, watching YouTube. Those are my hobbies. Yes, it was. It was at its peak. And it sadly just diminished itself straight to hell from there. There was nothing more you could do. There was nothing more that could be done, nothing more that could be said. It was just complete and total garbage. Back then, though, it was at its peak. Nowadays, not so much. Nowadays, you would be lucky to have the old Cartoon Network back. Hell, I just found out that freaking Teen Titans Go is 10 years old. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, Common, because I didn't realize that what anime was as a kid. Because till I actually got into anime, I was like in I think 6th or 7th grade, so I didn't understand that there was a difference. I just thought they were cartoons, so I really couldn't count like Jupiter in with that. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Misty wasn't bad, but for me, it was Sailor Jupiter. I did not like Mars. She was a little too stuck up. Venus was too guy crazy. I did not like Sailor Moon at all, and Mercury was way too stuck up. Which manga series would you make? Are you like which manga series would I make? Like from like in general, or if I had to write one, or which one that already exists would I make? Oh yeah, they're gonna milk Teen Titans Go till it's dry. It's turning 10 years old. They're gonna have like an entire marathon this coming week, basically every single episode ever of Teen Titans Go, and they're just gonna be playing them constantly. Yes, making one. Okay. I really don't have an answer for that because it would depend on what I want my characters to be like, what I want what I want everything to basically around the world and everything else. If you've ever read Bakuman, you'd understand what it goes into making a manga because that basically tells you a lot of what it takes to really be a mangakai. It tells you a lot. But I mean, if I had to make a manga, I would probably make one out of a story that I already did. So either like the Legendary Knights, MP3 Hero, or Log On. It's just a story that I'm working on now. But other than that, I really wouldn't know. Yeah, they are relying on that show too much because that's their SpongeBob. Because they figure, oh hey, people are liking this show for some reason. It's popular, and that's pretty much the only show they have on anymore. Oh yeah, it overstayed its welcome. It overstayed its welcome a long time ago, and they do need a reality check. But I just like how they put a thing up on Twitter. Hey, it's Teen Titans Go's 10-year anniversary. It's been an entire decade. They have been around for a decade. That is hard to imagine that they have been around for a decade. I'm 33, so that means that they were around when I was 23. They started, and I'm scared now because of that. That, that scares me. But yeah, I won't deny that they need a reality check. They need a big time reality check. Cartoon Network needs a big time reality check. Because Teen Titans Go blows. I mean, their entire premise used to be good cartoons. Granted, okay, when they first started out, they just took from the Ted Turner library and what they had left over, like Looney Tunes, but it's just they had really good stuff when they used their imagination, like Dexter's Lab. Um, I don't really want to say Johnny Bravo because that show really wasn't that good, but like Iron Weasel, Powerpuff Girls. Uh, I'll throw Cow and Chicken in there. What the hell, Ed, Ed and Eddie. All those shows were good. And they started really capitalizing on their unique, hey, let's come up with something original. When we had the Teen Titans, that was OG at its peak. And it all went to pot because they started introducing live action to it. They were trying to figure out why the fans weren't enjoying it. They're like, okay, this isn't working. Let's try this. And that didn't work. Okay, let's try this. They had Pokemon for the longest time. Then then they just let that license lapse because they didn't want it anymore. Because they wanted to step away from anime. It's like, ugh. They just let the whole thing go to hell. Yeah, we do. We hardcore fans hate Teen Titans Go. Basically, if you were a fan of the original Teen Titans series, there's a good chance you probably hate Teen Titans Go. And I still love the episode that they basically poked fun at everybody making fun of this newer show when they had Teen Titans Go crossing over with Thundercats, the Thundercats Roar, because you had the original Lino that showed up. You had the 2011 Lino. You had Snarf, the skeleton of Panthro. Just really just rubbing salt into the wounds of everybody. Yes, wholeheartedly. SpongeBob is to Nickelodeon, what Mario is to Nintendo, Mickey Mouse is to Disney, and the Titans are to Cartoon Network. Yes. Yes, I will not deny that. The highest point on my channel. I don't know. Like the most viewed video on my channel, I think it's my rant on Rise of the TMNT, or I know I had one video that went nuts. Like I put it up on a Monday, and that next morning I was up to like 600 views on it, and I was geeking the hell out. And that was my rant on the Venture Brothers getting canceled. Yeah, I actually want to kind of say maybe 2008, because I kind of remember going to tech school and they started having we're going to put live action stuff on, and we're going to introduce this into our regular lineup on top of everything else. When they had Master Control on, which was a really good programming block that they had in the afternoons, they replaced Magoozy with it. And first off, I liked Magoozy a lot more than they gave it credit for, because it was like a nice little watered down Toonami in a way, and it was just perfect. But of course, because the viewers weren't there, they're like, oh, we're going to do Master Control, give you the power to vote for your choice. Okay, I remember doing that a lot when I was going to tech school. I quick checked my email and I'm like, I'm going to quick vote today for what I want to see this afternoon. And occasionally, like, the votes would go through and it would count, but then most of the time it's like, yeah, no, this one didn't count, or this one didn't count, or mine still didn't win. And I was just like really annoyed by it, kind of pissed off, and I thought most of what they were doing was just really jerky. But yeah, 2008, I kind of want to say, is when they went downhill. Ooh. Well, I haven't really watched many movies on Roku right now. I've mostly just been watching. Well, I've been working during the week. So, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, I have to work. So, I don't get to watch TV unless I get home. And then it's basically like maybe an hour of TV. And then I just come into my room. So I know the weekends we used to watch like a lot. I don't really watch, we watch Pluto TV, but my mom mostly just watches CSI on that, or Blue Bloods. I don't really get to watch much on there. Movie wise, I would just say whatever I could find. Like whatever YouTube has up for free. I just recently watched Mankaiser Z, or Mazinger Z Infinity on YouTube. It was really good. Um, I would say like check Tubi. I would say Crackle. I would say like Tubi, the Roku channel, and Pluto if you want like decent movies. But I honestly, I haven't really gotten a chance to watch much because I have to work all the time. Yeah, the mid 2000s were. Yes, they are. They are jerks. Sensitive jerks. Yeah, I know like the mid 2000s were good and bad for some people, because we also had the writer's strike in the 2000s, and that's what brought a lot of the god awful reality shows out of the woodwork because they don't have to write for them. But yeah, I remember like the god awful reality shows. We had like a crap ton of those in the mid 2000s because they were just so abundant. Everybody had, it's like, oh, we're just gonna do a reality show, reality show, reality show, reality show, reality shows. I'm just like, no, I don't want reality shows. Who wants reality shows? And that's how we got like so many reality shows was because of the writer's strike, because you don't have to write for. Oh, hands down. They looked at it and they're like, "Oh, hell, people will love this. It's just like it's so perfect." It's like, no, it's not. Just, just stop. And they did not understand the fact that we were not okay with this. But they're like, "Oh no, you'll be fine with it." No, we're not going to be okay with it. We're not going to. Not exactly a fan of it. But yeah, no, they ruined a good show. I will not argue that at all. They ruined a good show from 2000s, 2004. They ruined a good show, and that's just it. It was a good show, and they just destroyed it by sending it right to hell and back again. They just destroyed it, but it was a good show back in 2004. I still like one of my favorite episodes from the original Teen Titans series was the one when Robin had to train with the Master. We had to learn. We basically had to take on the monkey, the snake, and the bear. I thought that was a really good episode, and I still enjoy that one to this day. Another one of my favorites was when he was taking on Slade. Now, this is also, you have the whole Trigon is trying to take over the world. Raven's basically disappeared and they're trying to save her, and he's having to team up with Slade. I thought that was really good. I think one of the worst episodes, in my honest opinion, is what they ended the series on, when Beast Boy finds who he believes is Tara and is trying to convince her, hey, this is who you were, only for her to go, no, that's your life, not mine. And then she just leaves him, and just like, it's so sad and lonely. And then we have Trouble in Tokyo, that was supposedly the official finale of the original Teen Titans story. So like, we were never going to get season 6 because they wrapped up all of Teen Titans with Trouble in Tokyo. So unless you saw that, you had no chance. That was her entire character. She was supposed to be the backstabber. She was the one that was supposed to get their trust, intermix with them, and then screw them over. That was Slade's plan. The thing was, she didn't bank on Beast Boy. Then again, I always saw Beast Boy and Raven, and I think a lot of other people did too. That was just really sad. Oh, I remember the contest one. That was a good one. We're introduced to like all the other like superheroes, and it's like, you're all honorary Titans except you. They don't give Gizmo one. I remember that. Yeah, like I said, I thought Tara was an okay character, but yeah, okay, backstabber, definitely. You're never gonna hear me argue that, but that was her entire character. She was supposed to be the backstabber. I mean, there was also that episode where you had the Doom Patrol that actually showed up, and the leader was being like a real dick to Beast Boy. And it's like, look, he's not with the Doom Patrol anymore. And you just lost a whole bunch of your members, and you're trying to do this like the olden days. It's not going to work. I mean, there were some really good Teen Titans episodes, and just knowing that Teen Titans Go has lasted for 10 years feels like just a real bitch slap in the face to everybody. It's like, if you were a fan of the original Teen Titans, forget it. You cannot be a fan of this because it's horrifying. It's like you're literally watching your favorite actors commit suicide in a way, and it's painful to watch. I mean, every time I think of Teen Titans Go, the first episode that instantly comes to my mind is Waffles. And for those of you that have never seen that one, that's the one when Beast Boy and Cyborg are saying waffles all the goddamn time. It's like a game to them. And then the others start getting in on it to save themselves from the villain, and it pisses Cyborg and Beast Boy off. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if we actually got another Thundercats series, but something along the lines of what the 2011 Thundercats gave us and not Thundercats Roar. Thundercats Roar was pathetic and a goddamn shit show. I would love to see another. I'm really going to say this. I would love to see Steven Universe come back, especially right now. I think if Rebecca Sugar would create Steven Universe again and just like put it up on YouTube, sort of like what Vizzy Pop's doing with Hell of a Boss, I think that would be really cool. Like, here, this is like Steven Universe, the college years or something. I would love to see Danny Phantom come back, just without Butch Hartman at the helm. No Butch Hartman, but bring back Danny Phantom. I would love to see a continuation of that because the door was left wide open for that one. I want to see more. I'd love to see Hey Arnold come back, like Hey Arnold, the high school years. I'm going to be honest. I would love to see a Hey Arnold show return. I would love to see that because I loved Hey Arnold as a kid. I would love to see Hey Arnold return, but we're never going to get that. But I would love to see that, like Hey Arnold, the high school years. That would be so cool to see. And yes, she did trick us. Can we get Fillmore back? I miss Fillmore. I love that show. Can we get Fillmore back? But yes, I won't deny Tara Strong tricked everybody with that. Oh, well, you just have to, blah, blah, blah. Everybody comes to see this and we'll get season 6. We were never going to get season 6. You wrapped everything up with Trouble in Tokyo. We were never going to get season 6. You knew that. You knew that hands down. We were never getting season 6. You knew that. But yes, she tricked us. No argument here. She tricked us. Yeah, that wasn't a bad show. I never really got into it because it was always on like the weird time of day, and it was either something else was on or I wasn't at home. I never got a chance to really watch it, but I do remember that show. I remember a couple of the episodes, like the one when she had her mom make the human suit, and then in a later episode, she kind of like perfected it a little more completely. I remember that. There's some good episodes of that show. I don't know. For one, I would love to see Danny Phantom come back. Like Danny Phantom, the college years. Out Butch Hartman. No Butch Hartman. I don't want Butch Hartman touching that. I would love to get Steven Universe back. I would love. Hell, I'll even take Infinity Train. Bring us back. Give us another season of Infinity Train. I would love to have that. Yeah, there's a lot. I would like Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold, I really do think needs to come back. Vader Zim. I'll take Rocco. Bring Rocco back again. Bring Rocco back. Put Rocco up on YouTube. I mean, that's the kicker with a lot of these shows now, is that, okay, if the network doesn't own the rights to it anymore, like they can't air it in syndication, and you, the creator, still have the rights to the characters, why can't you just create new stories and put them up on YouTube? Vizzy Pop's doing it with Hell of a Boss, and that's an entirely original. Actually, that's a spinoff of That's the spinoff of Hazbin Hotel. And Hazbin Hotel hasn't even got off the ground yet, but yet Hell of a Boss has been it's in season 2 already. So what the hell's stopping these creators from going, oh, well, I still have the rights to like Invader Zim. I still have the rights to, Hey Arnold. Just get a lawyer, negotiate with Nickelodeon, and go, look, we don't want you to have the rights to this anymore. We want to make the cartoon ourselves again, and we want to put it up on YouTube. I guarantee you will find an audience. Granted, yes, it will be a little difficult at first, but you will find an audience. Oh, yeah, hands down. It deserves a reboot, hands down. I know they had the movie because what sucks the most and why the Rocco movie and Zim went to Netflix was because the Hey Arnold Jungle movie tanked. Because they never advertised it. I remember seeing one thing about it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I wonder if that Hey Arnold movie ever came out or if they're still working on it. And it's like, oh, it's been out for a month? Yeah, because it premiered on the network. They never broadcast it. They never put any ads out online. They never did any of it. And because of that, it just screwed the whole thing. The guy who made Danny Phantom is named Butch Hartman. Butchhartman. And yes, a lot of us have lost respect for him. He has no respect whatsoever. And not in the Rodney Dangerfield kind of way. Like, I really, no. I have no respect for the SOB. I really don't. Because Fairly Odd Parents got ruined. And I can tell you the exact point when Fairly Odd Parents started going downhill. A lot of people go, oh no, it was when Poof was introduced. No, Poof was fine. Poof was fine for the series. When it started going downhill was when you introduced Sparky, and then when you brought in Chloe. Chloe and the change to Flash animation killed it. Hand to God, it's what killed it. And what bothers me is that nobody ever seems to get this. Well, no, that's what, it wasn't that. No, it's bad. That's the problem. It went to hell. Poof was introduced as a way to show, hey, you have a new sibling you have to worry about. How do you handle this? That's Poof. Sparky was the dog. So it's like, hey, everybody, has, everybody gets a new pet. How do you handle the pet? Chloe was only introduced to show people and kids this is what happens when your parents separate and you have joint custody. So they both have to take care of you. That's the only thing she was invented for, and it sucked. You knew his name, but you weren't able to spell it out. Okay, well, you're welcome. It's Butchhartman. Butch Hartman. That's the man who created Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom, Tough Puppy, and Bunsen is a Beast. I would love to see the Wild Thornberrys come back, but I don't think we'll get that because they'd have to change the voice of Nigel because Tim Curry isn't doing too good the last I saw. So I don't think we would actually get a Wild Thornberrys reboot. Unless we were going to have it like Eliza and her sister are taking over the family show, but I don't think that would go too well. Then again, Debbie. I had to think what the name was, Debbie, but yeah. Yeah, he was annoying. I'm not going to lie about that. He was annoying. Sparky was annoying. But like I said, Sparky was introduced for oh, look, you got a new pet. This is how you handle new pets. Poof was introduced for having a younger brother. And Chloe was only introduced for parents that separated and had kids. It was for the kids to understand that both your parents still love you. They just have to love you in their own way. Yeah, Tim Curry is the best. I still like Kilo Khan. He was the voice of Kilo Khan in Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. That was my first ever real dose of the man, and I just loved it. The character is just so great. Like I said, the last I heard, he isn't doing too good, so that would, like I said, we probably won't get a Wild Thornberrys reboot, but that'd be cool. I always thought like if I could make like a really cool animated like series or something, I would really want him to voice the villain. He just has this voice that would work so well for it. It really does. Yeah, I do that too from time to time. Thinking on my tablet, I like with my tablet, I can just like type stuff, and autocorrect will either screw me or help me. It see that's why I'm saying I don't need to worry about love. My tablet's autocorrect fucks me every day. Not in a good way either. It'll either help me or it'll hurt me. Like, well, I need this word. Okay, you're not helping me here, autocorrect. Come on, give me the word I need. Damn you. But yeah, I know what you mean though. Uh, Favorite female goth cartoon? That would have to be Gwen from Total Drama Island. That's honestly my only one that I could think of. Yes, I did. I have not seen Sonic Prime, no. I never really considered her goth. I kind of considered her that like wannabe goth person. I never really considered her goth. But then again, I never really liked her like that. Gwen I kind of liked. Gwen I thought was really cute. Besides, I'm pretty sure that Danny would have blasted me with his ghost powers if I would have tried to make a move on Sam. Brave Little Toaster. Well, Brave Little Toaster, Jingle All the Way. God, there's another one that I really liked when I was a kid. I like the Flintstones with John Goodman. That was a good movie. All right, I think I'm gonna call it. It's getting close to the 2-hour mark, and I gotta get some exercise in yet for the night before I go to sleep. I already took care of my Duolingo lesson for today. I already took care of my. Oh, I probably got to do that with my Lord's Mobile game. Crap, I don't think I got into that one yet. I got to do that. But yep, I'm going to call it though for the night. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Later, Cameron. Remember the Mr. Mime episode? You mean a Pokemon? Yes, I do. I remember that episode. All right, later, Isaac. Later, everybody. Till next week.